thank you everybody on behalf of Caesar's Calls for coming out to our AMA today with HotKeySwap. This is one that, again, if you can't tune into the full AMA, you maybe have to jump out or want to listen back. It will be uploaded to our YouTube channel in full. Typically, always, give it about 48 hours at a maximum for that to go live. But, really excited. HotKeySwap launched on Ethereum on February the 13th of this year. So almost coming up to their 1 month anniversary. Small starting cap when they went live, only 30K. And the utility here is what I really like, as well as the concept. So, they have 3 utilities that are already functional, including their Telegram Dex mini application, their web Dex, and their Telegram bot. But I like the concept. And again, we'll kind of jump into what they're doing. But to summarize it, simplify it, and not really give away too much, they're looking to speed up and make the process more secure for individuals trading on Telegram. Kind of make it more of a seamless process. I loved it because when I was first kind of pitched it and started doing my research, I come from the sales background. As you guys know, business development was my specialty. I really understood sales funnels and pipelining and forecasting, though, in my roles. That was kind of like what I did for a living. And what I always said here on the channel is the more clicks that you have, the more landing pages, websites, whatever someone has to visit throughout the sales funnel or the process of making a decision or a purchase, you're going to lose them. It's about a 6 to 10% drop off rate every landing page. If you go through, I think it's 6 pages, you're looking around, like, I think, your retention rate's something like 22%, because it does substantially drop off as you go 5+. So, I love how they're making it kind of simple, easy, and the fact that there's a pretty substantial revenue component that comes into play for for channels that integrate the bot into their communities. Like, that they do have that potential scalability factor, right? So that's something I definitely want to just highlight in the get-go. Kind of the reason why we wanted to bring them in, and that potential, right, that these guys have behind the scenes. So they have been working hard. I mean, obviously the chart looks great for less than a month old. The community growth is coming along slowly. They've been having some interest from projects in terms of integration in different communities over the last couple of weeks. So just, it's a great time. It's a great opportunity here for everybody in the community to do your research, to really listen to what these guys are bringing to the table. So do pay attention throughout the AMA, pull up your white paper. But yeah, from here, I'll throw the mic over to Steve, and he can introduce himself a little bit more and what they're really building up here at HotKeySwap. So yeah, thank you so much, Steve, for being here, and I'll throw you the mic.
Thank you so much for having us. We're very happy to introduce HotKeySwap to your community. And so I'll start from where it comes from. We have a huge background, a team with a huge background. And of course, we are from sales, from tech, from various disciplines. And the main factor we saw there, so we saw a lot of sniper bots popping out with a non-intuitive interface where you have to talk through Telegram to the bot and type commands. And you have to share your private keys. And this was a no-go for us. It all started like this. And we said, okay, how do we do to make it without sharing private keys? Because, if it's not your private keys, it's not your coin. And it all started like this. A few months back, we thought about a possibility. We did some research. And we figure out that we could actually create a Telegram Dex in-app inside Telegram, and we could have it inserted into a buy bot. So when you click on buy, you actually have the input and output token already set for you, and you just have to buy. And the buy process, you remove the copy paste contract address. So it's just one click and you buy. And you don't need to share your private key. You click the connect wallet button and you can connect whatever wallet you want. So it's actually a decentralized exchange like any other exchange, but it's inside Telegram. You don't have to move out from Telegram and you can swap directly inside. That's the main idea, main component of it. And of course, we added more to it. We added the fact that we have revenue sharing with the channels or the groups. So in fact, when you add this buy bot to your group, you can, in the settings, add your wallet that you want to use as the referral link. And this wallet will receive 30% of the trading fees, which are 1%. So 30% of the trading fees will go to the group owner or the channel owner. And this is not for only one trade, but for all the trades the referee will do with your custom referral link. So for example, he used your link once, and for a lifetime, you got his 30% reward airdropping to your wallet. It's not just one time, it's a lifetime. And it's all available on 8 networks. Because of course I haven't said it, but from the get-go, we have 8 networks live: Ethereum, Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon, Base, BNB, Avalanche, and Celo. We have 8 networks live. So if you do one swap on whatever chain, this will be saved somewhere. And in the future, if you do another swap in another chain, on another group, on another token, you will get the 30% reward. It's a lifetime reward commission. And of course, we'll have revenue sharing. So the rest of the revenues will be shared throughout our token holder in an incentive program to hold the token and stake it. This will come later on, but it's part of the development. That's mainly how it all started. I guess that's a quick pitch to see all the features that are here and how it works. We can even do a live swap if you wish to see how it works live in a group chat with the buy bot. I'm all here to hear you,
So
Maurice.
I appreciate the detailed overview, and I mean, we're definitely going to deep dive each component, one off. But from the start, I do like to kind of start with the token, if that makes sense. Just if you want to introduce us a little bit to Hotkey and break down some of the tokenomics distribution factors there, and really highlight how holding the token is going to benefit people as you guys scale up the utilities. That's maybe the first piece I want to cover, so that as we go through the utilities one by one later on throughout the AMA, people are able to kind of have that in the back of their mind of what the benefit is on the Hotkey token itself, if that works, Steve.
Yeah, sure. Actually, the tokenomics are pretty simple. Mainly we have so 36.5% is all public and available on the Gitbook. By the way, you can just go to the website and click Gitbook, and you will find every details on it. So actually, we have 36.5%, which is the public sale, which are the token for the public. 52%, which is the ecosystem tokens, which are the deployer holds the tokens and will be used for incentive in the future. So we'll have maybe exchange listing or marketing incentive or rewards program for our swappers. So the more you swap, the more you have drops, and maybe other system like mining and spawning and things. Those are really crypto 2.0 things which are rewarding the user. So all this is stored safely. And we have 11.5%, which are vested, which are private sale team tokens, kind of, which are vested for 15 months with a 3-month drop. So it doesn't drop all at once, so 15 months. So that's basically it. We started with 10 ETH liquidity and starting market cap was around 30K. That's about it for the tokenomics. So the incentive program will not only be in Hotkey token, but also in ETH actually, because the 1% trading fee, we receive it in the output currency, and the output currency can be anything or can be ETH, and we will manage that to be able, when you stake the token, get rewards or like revenues from our platform generating revenues, and you will get it in ETH. So actually, we'll have several systems where you can actually win it, or maybe if you make many swaps using the DEX, you'll get some drops from the ecosystem tokens. So there's a lot of small reward system that we are trying to put into place. It's like a gamified version of DEX, where we will encourage you to swap, to share your referral link, and so on.
I love it. Now, with regards to like how you guys are building that out, on top of the channel side, like obviously it makes sense. It's easy to understand. For example, if we were here to implement the utility into our channel, it's 30% of that 1% fees that you guys are collecting. And now I am curious because a lot of the times, some of your best ambassadors could be just everyday community members. Maybe they don't have access or the means to a channel like we would, but they're going to be able to really push your brand and share what you're building around the space. So how does the ambassador or referral program work for somebody who maybe doesn't have that access to a channel themselves, but are going out and hunting for communities to potentially have the HotKeySwap integrated within?
Yeah, it's funny that you point that out because actually it's the first thing we developed is the normal referral link, which is a basic link you can copy through the app. So if you go to app.hotkeyswap.com, you go to our DEX. You can also access it through the Telegram app. On the menu, you'll have the little seeding icon or the seeding menu. Seeding, which is our term to say a referral. You go there and you'll be able to click on copy Telegram link for copying the Telegram app link, or copy the web app link, which is just a link to copy and will go through the web app. So actually you have this way of doing it, which you copy your link based on where you're going to share it in Telegram or on Twitter or outside Telegram. You can get your own referral link based on that and share it wherever you want. So that's another way of getting revenues out of the DEX through sharing only the link, not only. So you don't have to invite the Telegram bot into your channel or chat. You can just share the link and it will pop up and the referral will work too.
Perfect. Well, I mean, it's really smart that you guys thought of that, right? Because it's not everybody has access to these large channels, and it is a phenomenal benefit for somebody to be able to integrate it into their community. But like I said, the most active will likely be just community members, everyday holders. So, the fact that you guys are super mindful and built that out even before you built out the channel kind of ambassadorship program, really, really smart. And it's a great way to earn, for any of your holders and your community members that believe and are using the product and see the value in it. It's a pretty easy way to earn passive income, right? So I'm always somebody who preaches, maximize your time in the space. There's so many opportunities that go beyond, buying and holding a token or looking at a chart. This is definitely one of the ways in which you guys can kind of engage with your community and add that extra value. So, we've seen these affiliate, ambassador, referral, however you want to classify it, really work in the past, not only in Web3, but it's a concept and a proven marketing strategy that comes from Web2. So, that definitely makes sense. And I will also touch on the fact that I like that you mentioned that it's not all hotkey based. There is that ETH component, and you brought up the fact that it reduces sell pressure on the chart as you guys scale and get more and more volume coming in. So good to know that you're thinking kind of ahead in more future focus. So I like that. That's kind of going to wrap up, I think, from my end, more of the token based and referral based discussion, and wanted to really transition into what you guys are doing on the utility side. So let's start with the TG Dex mini app. What are your numbers looking like? So I just wanted to go into some of the statistics in the early stages of that. How many groups have you guys integrated that in so far? How many do you guys have pipeline right now? Just wanted to look at some of the numbers on usage so far.
Yeah, sure. So actually, it's been 1 week the DEX is live. We didn't do many marketing action yet because we are waiting for the buy bot to be fully live and it's on testing right now. It's on testing mode, almost production mode. We have lined up a few, like 3 major partnerships with major projects in the space, which will be using our buy bots and the Telegram DEX. So actually, right now, the numbers, I cannot give you a concrete number because we are in pre-test mode of the buy bot. What I can say is we are developing a Dune, or we are putting in place a Dune dashboard. If you're not familiar with Dune dashboard, it's just a dashboard giving you all insights and key figures of the Telegram DEX or the DEX in general, with number of swappers, unique wallets, volume, etc. So this is in building mode right now. It will give insights day per day, week per week, and every chain per chain. So we'll have everything in one dashboard where users, so it's going to be very transparent. You'll go there and you'll be able to see every statistic about HotKeySwap, how many groups the bot is in, etc. So everything will be there, and you'll be able to see live the growth of HotKeySwap with us.
Now, I don't know if you wanted to potentially jump into a demo right now of what the tech is capable of and how quick the process, it really does help to kind of simplify the user experience and what exactly that looks like just with a live demonstration. You can speak to the various steps included, connection, and things people need to know when they're going through that process. I don't know if you wanted to jump into that now. And I mean, always during live demos, certain questions and discussion points come up. So
yeah, sure. There's nothing better than a live demo. I think if we can go through the live demo here, I will comment out. Yeah, I'll comment out what's happening on screen, and if there's any question, anything, you can just jump in and ask me, and I'll do my best to answer them. Actually, here we've prepared a chat where we added the Telegram buy bot, which is the HotKeySwap buy bot. It's already working, and you can see it here. It's live. We've added a token, so we've added Tau token, the wet Tau on it, just for the purpose of the demo here. And as you can see, the buys will come in right onto the group chat, like any other group chat has a buy bot. This is one of them, but the key feature or the difference between our bot and other bots is we have a small button on the bottom. You can see Telegram DEX, and this is where all the magic happens. So if you just click to this button and you launch the app, you will see right here that we have a full DEX that is running inside Telegram, and that's the innovation here. This is the first mover. None of this happened before. I'm pretty sure you've never seen this because it doesn't exist. It's the first mover. The tech is pretty hard to put in place because Telegram mini app is a feature that was developed by Telegram like in last August. It's very laggy, it's buggy. You cannot insert the connect wallet button properly. And actually, we did an amazing and a very hard work to put that into place. But here you can do it. You can actually connect the wallet. And here we already have a wallet connected, as you can see above. But what we can do is maybe if you can disconnect that wallet, so we show the process of connecting the wallet and then we do a swap. Maybe this way everyone can actually see the process. So it's basically just like you see on screen. You connect your wallet, you click on wallet connect. There's a pop-up that you can choose your wallet from. We choose MetaMask here, and then there's something that rolls down here. It doesn't open MetaMask directly because, as I said, Telegram mini app is very new, and Telegram mini app itself, they didn't add all the modules for Wallet Connect to pop up. So the trick here is to click the try alternate link, and when you click the try alternate link, actually it requests you, it make you open the MetaMask wallet, and you can actually connect your wallet easily. And once it's connected, you just go back into Telegram, and it will be connected. So let's check it out. And here it should be good. Here you go. On top you have the wallet connected, and you can click your wallet, see your balance, see everything you have. It's really a one-step connect button with the small tip for the alternate link one. And then when you want to swap,
that's super clean. Yeah, just wanted to comment. Super clean. Really seems really easy. Now I know people are probably thinking, being that you guys are a newer utility and somewhat a first mover, like what's the security around it with connecting maybe a pre-existing wallet? Like, are you guys recommending? I know a lot of the times maybe newer apps will recommend connecting a fresh wallet, just for safety purposes when you're testing it out. Like, that's a big thing. And I know as you get into larger and larger holders, safety and security are going to be paramount. So, while you're going through that, I want to know some of the things you guys are doing just to ensure the safety aspects and that there's no potential exploits, given that, there may be some permissions needed with the Wallet Connect.
Yeah, of course. So basically, there's no known drain from connecting your wallet. It's not the action of connecting your wallet that makes your wallet vulnerable. It's doing a transaction that will, or triggering a transaction and confirming it, that will maybe potentially do something to your wallet. So actually here, connecting a wallet that was used in the past, it won't do anything for your wallet. It won't break safety or anything. And actually, this is where draining come from. When you go to a weird website and it directly connects your wallet and asks you for a transaction, this is where it's, you need to step down and refuse the transaction. When you see something popping up as soon as you actually connect or open the website, then there is something wrong in that website. They're trying to drain you. But here, you see, you connect the wallet, there's no transaction opening. It's just, a basic connect wallet button, and there's no vulnerability about that. And then the only transaction that will happen is when you actually choose to do a transaction. And when you choose to do a transaction, you choose the input token, output token, and run the transaction as you need. And the contract we have, the interaction with the contract is a smart router contract which analyze both V2 and V3 liquidity, figure out the most optimized routing to get you the best price, and then you validate the transaction. It swaps your input token to the output token. So this is basically what we're going through. So thank you very much for saying it's intuitive. I think here we can actually see a swap. If you agree, we can go through the swap process.
No, let's go. Again, I always kind of will jump in, and I never mean to interrupt throughout while you're going. So I do apologize, if you're in the middle of something. But just trying to touch on things that I know will come up, or I know our community's always mindful of. And, with any new utility, when there's connection, security is paramount. But, you do bring up a good point. And I think sometimes people forget that it's the actual interaction within the wallet that can trigger those events to occur, not the connection itself for the most part. So I just really appreciate you not only going into some detail on it, but just reiterating for people who maybe sometimes forget just because of how the space moves, right? So really solid there. And I was talking to your advisor and just letting them know, like, really impressed by what I'm seeing so far on the UI. I've seen your demos, I've seen the videos that you guys have put out on your Twitter and whatnot, but having it explained live is always more impactful, I would say. So I'll throw it back to you to continue.
Thanks very much. Yeah. We forget we forget to say that, like, it's interacting with the contract that makes it vulnerable. It's not the connect wallet button. You can connect anywhere, but of course, don't connect to like a phishing website. But you can connect. It won't trigger anything in your wallet. Yeah, and here, what you can see on the screen is, you remember we clicked on the buy button, and when you click here, it already sets for you the output currency of the group you're in. So here it was WETAO. You can see here in the output currency, it's WETAO that is opened, and you can choose whatever currency you want to swap with. And I guess we can proceed with a demo swapping, and then you put your whatever amount you want to swap. It fetches for the best price. You have here your best price, you click swap, you confirm your swap. And of course, it will, as we are in Telegram mini app, it's very new and they don't have everything inside the app. You actually have to go to your MetaMask account yourself to trigger the transaction. It's a small tip to do, but here, if you do it, the transaction will pop up. So let's look at it while it's done. And here you go, you have the transaction opened, and then you just confirm, and then transaction submitted. You wait for it to actually go through. You see, it's similar to a normal swap. And once the swap is done, you will receive your TAO tokens, and you will receive confirmation from MetaMask also.
Then like the tests and what you've run, like what's the average time that you guys are seeing on a swap go through? I mean, I would say right now, there may be a little bit of extra congestion, just within the networks as a whole, because it does seem like the market is just on absolute fire. That was about, what was that? It was about 12 to 15 seconds for that to be confirmed. So maybe about 30, 45 for the whole process. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it actually depends on the network congestion, and you can also change your settings to have an aggressive gas fee. So this way it will go faster, but yeah, usually 10 to 20 seconds might work. Earlier today we did it in 3 to 4 seconds, so it depends on the network congestion actually, and you can still choose your gas fees.
And you brought up another really interesting point, which I'm glad you touched on, because it was going to be one of my next questions was what's the customization that you guys have with regards to the slippage? Is it something that you could change by the buy, or could you set up different preset settings? So like if you're buying, example, a meme token, you could have one preset for a higher slippage. If you're buying, a utility play, maybe you just have a more standard slippage because the volume on those plays, or, if it's, potentially isn't as high, or it's a little bit easier to get in on a utility play versus, a really hype meme play that's kind of on a green candle. So just figuring out the customizations, if you guys can set up presets so you don't even have to change anything. It's open, click, and that pulls up a unique set of settings for, a profile that you've preset. Yeah, just that kind of discussion. I wanted to see what you guys have set up.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool question because, as experienced user in swapping throughout different sets of projects, we like to have a preset. And actually, this is one of the first thing we thought of, and it's in development mode right now. So it's not production mode. We cannot see it live, but it is in development mode, and you will have similar to other exchanges or DEX where you can actually choose from aggressive mode or slow mode, and it will set up for you, input for you the different gas fee or gas prices for you to actually be aggressive, be slow, depending on what you would like to perform. If you want to be the first to buy, or is it just a normal buy, so you go for normal gas fees. If you want to increase your slippage, actually it's pretty simple. You just go to the setting page. Can you do it here? Okay, yeah. So here you can click on the setting button, and then you choose your custom slippage or your transaction deadline. The transaction deadline is actually when so the timeline at the end of which your transaction will be canceled. So that you can say 10 minutes, you can say 5, you can say whatever
Oh,
amount you
for
need.
example, like if there's really high congestion on the network and you're I'll use an example. Say you're watching a meme coin, right? That's supposed to be really hype. You're watching the launch. You go to put a buy in, the network's really congested. You're sitting there. You have that automatic cancel function built in within, you said, like 10 minutes, which is a pretty decent kind of time frame. Do you have shorter options? Because the reason I ask is, on a play like that, if, say, for example, you go to buy in, you put in your buy, you think you're at 300K. 10 minutes later, that chart could be at like 800K, a million. Like, we've seen the way that these things play out and how quickly sometimes they take off. So that, for me, especially when you're playing in the meme coin space, is a really big concern. I've personally put in a buy and then gotten in at like double the market cap of what I thought. So you lose almost half your bag in theory. In theory, not
Yeah,
technically, because if it runs, you're still good. But there's just more risk now up front at that point in time.
there's two things you're like highlighting here. Actually, the time at which the time frame at which the transaction will be executed depends on the gas fee you choose. So actually, it's not the transaction deadline that is important here, but more the gas price you are willing to pay for the transaction to run. It's more that feature, and that feature is still in development mode, where you could choose if you want to keep normal gas prices according to the actual gas prices of the network at the moment of transaction. It will calculate it for you. If you want the normal gas prices, you click normal. If you want to be aggressive, to have your transaction maybe front run other transaction, you choose the aggressive mode. And aggressive mode, it will go 10%, 20% higher gas price higher than the normal. So for example, if we both running to get a token and I go to the aggressive mode, the actually validator and miner will validate my transaction first and then yours, because mine, I will pay more gas price and they will be interested in getting more gas fees from a transaction. So they will take mine first. So this is still in the process of development, and we will put it in production once it's ready, and you will be able to choose the preset: normal, slow, aggressive, and also customize your preset if you want to go double aggressive, so you're sure you can pay a higher gas price to make the transaction work faster.
Really, I appreciate you for kind of highlighting that. And then I like that you touched on the preset earlier. I did want to get into that because you commented on what I said with my initial question for the customization aspect. But then you said something else, what led me to my second question. So going back to the presets, I love that because I think everybody listening, I mean, you and I probably have countless stories where we bought one token on X slippage, and the next time you go in, you forget to check, and you end up getting like front run, or yeah, and then you're just like pissed off for the next hour because you forgot to change something, or you didn't double check. So just being able to go in one click, easy transition is really big, because it's I always joke that when you have those things happen to you and you find a solution to them, it always hits home a little bit harder.
Yeah, you have to experience it to fully get it, fully understanding. That's for sure.
You mentioned that you're active currently across 8 different networks. I believe you'd mentioned earlier on in the AMA. Now, one of the questions our community always likes to inquire about is, how do you guys go about selecting new networks to be able to trade on, swap on? Like, what's the selection process? What types of criteria do you need those networks to meet for them to be onboarded in? Is it volume based? Is it user based? That's the type of answer I'm looking for there.
Yeah, so there's mainly two components of it, and the first component is a technical one, and the second component is a market one. The technical component is to implement a chain it depends. So the time to implement it, it depends on the complexity of the chain and so on. So, you know, I'm gonna take a basic example. I think everyone can relate is Ethereum and BNB chain. Ethereum and BNB chain are different, yes, but they are almost based on the same technology, which is EVM. We call both of the chain EVM chains. And actually, on a developer perspective, EVM chain, it's the same technological development that you need to implement here and here. It's the same logic chain. So it's easier to implement EVM chain once you have the EVM system developed than bringing up another type of chain. And when I say that, I want to talk about, for example, the Ton network or Solana network or HBAR or whatever other network you can think of that is not EVM based or EVM chain. And when you see that there's a barrier to develop something else like Solana, a Solana DEX. It would take a little bit more time and effort to implement than another EVM chain. So this is the first criteria that we look at when we want to move to a new network or chain. And actually, when, for example, if we choose Solana, we can then implement another chain based on the same technology as Solana within a quite small period of time for the same reason. And the second criteria is a market-based criteria, which is volume on the chain, user demand, and just being close to the people who are using our technology to actually understand where they want to go, where they want to take this technology with them. And just by listening to the market, you can take a very good decision. And of course, the timeline to complete that set of new networks will go with the complexity of the network. So we have to keep both in mind and try to find the middle way between the good timeline for everyone and the right choice of new network. And actually, if you can show on screen the networks already available, it could be cool to see them in front of us on the live screen share. Yep. Okay, so here you go. You see, you have the 8 network here, and actually you can switch from one network to another. But you see here it's written unsupported network. It's not that it's not supported. It's that's actually it's a Telegram mini app issue where all the modules are not loaded inside the mini app. So the trick here is to switch the chain on MetaMask. You know, you can toggle up the switch button, switch chain on MetaMask directly. So you first go to MetaMask, you switch the chain, and then you come back to the Telegram mini app, and you will be able to actually go through that chain.
And I understand that you know, it is like you said, you guys are a first mover, right? So considering you're going a little bit outside the box, there's maybe certain functionalities that aren't, you know, 100. They're functional, but the display of the information maybe is just not fully accurate at this point because, you know, the API behind it, the data sets that are going into it, just, you know, it's not been used, right, for that capacity yet. So that completely makes sense, but I do appreciate you touching on it, giving us some background because some people will just glaze over it, you know, from the other side, or from the user standpoint, that could be a turnoff as you understand, you know, how the psychology behind things work. And that's why I'm sure you kind of responded and gave us that understanding and that background. So very much yeah, very much appreciated. And you guys are very impressive so far. It seems like you have a good handle on the development side and have a good team behind you supporting. And that's another thing I did want to get into is as you guys keep scaling and building out the infrastructure here, how many people are working behind the scenes on this right now with you, Steve?
Yeah, so depends if you want to see it globally or if you want to see it on the technical side or marketing side, but mainly we are, I would say we are globally, we are 10 main people working on the project, which is half of the staff towards technical side and half of the staff toward marketing side. And of course, we have a lot of advisor with huge background. I think you actually had to talk with them. And we have big people pushing us, I mean, advising us toward the good decision and where to go, where to be able to, because the product is here and we need people knowing about it. We need to highlight it somewhere because this is the first mover. It hasn't been done. And even Telegram itself, they never actually thought of this as a possibility because they didn't implement the module necessary to actually load up Connect Wallet button inside the Telegram mini app. So we are really a first mover before even Telegram did actually think of something was possible, like that was possible. So yeah, we are in the right place, right time, early mover, and well connected or with the right person advising us.
And again, I was very impressed by the pedigree of your advisor's background and some of the projects that he had worked with. And you do really need a good, this space is very small, I'll say and very much network based. So if you have a good network, good connections, and I'll comment on another thing. When I pulled up your Twitter profile for the first time, you guys are sub 400 followers. You have 5 fairly known accounts following you guys on there. So for a sub 400K or sub 400 follower account, some of the names that I noticed that I follow and have been following for a while definitely stood out. So yeah, it's you guys have seemed to attract some good people into this one early.
Indeed, we are lucky to have such advisorship. We are lucky to have such background and experiences. And I think that's HotKey is the accomplishment of like many years of experience.
And also good name for a utility like this and for a brand like this and what you're trying to build out. Now, one thing I wanted to go into is you guys, in your white paper, you do touch on a staking, like staking that will go live. Now, I'm curious to find out if this is just like something that will play into the revenue share component where, over time, as you guys are scaling out and building the overall revenue that's coming in monthly or weekly, the staking will kind of coincide with how revenue's paid out for users. Yeah, just wanted to go into that a little bit if you could, Steve.
Yeah, of course. So you said it all. Basically, we as we go and as our Dune dashboard will be developed, and you will be able to actually see the volume live, the revenue live. Actually, all those revenues, a good share amount of them will be used to reward the community. So it's basically the new crypto game is to flow the money toward the people who pushed you, trusted you, used your technology, your user, basically, your community, your users. And this is what we believe that is important to do in such new crypto environment and coming into the bull market. This is pretty important to share all that revenue, all that income with all the user, the people who use it. And the best way to do it is with a staking way. So you stake your token, you show us your support by staking tokens, and we show you back that we appreciate your support, by giving out all the revenues generated by the ecosystem. This is basically how it's going to do. So right now, as of today, the staking is not available because it's just the start. We are pre-launch of the Telegram bot, so it's just the start. We didn't do many rewards that we can distribute, so it will come as we go, and as our volume on the DEX grow, we will be bringing this staking feature with the reward associated to it, and the stream will come to the people once the stream is there, and it will be continuous, weekly, daily. You can actually claim your reward whenever you want. It will be on the D app. As you saw, we have the seeding icon or the seeding menu. You can go to your seeding and you will be able to see how many people use your link. Also, you'll be able to see your reward flowing in if you stake tokens, etc. So this will all be available on the web app or the Telegram mini app. You'll be able to see everything on the DEX, what you staked, what are your rewards, what are your referral counts, the amount of money you made with your referral. And something important I forget to say, actually, the referral, the 30% referral is directly airdrop into your wallet. You don't have to claim it somewhere, you know? You just share your wallet with the referral, the link, and you get directly the airdrop, the reward airdrop to your wallet. So that's also something to take into consideration. You don't have to do anything else than just sharing your referral link. So mainly this is what we are going to.
Sorry, Steve. I was going to say this actually plays what you just mentioned plays really well into a question that was sent from a community member earlier. So I don't mean to interrupt you, but I figured while we're right on topic, I'll throw you this question from PNK. They're curious if on the referral side of things or on the revenue side of things, if there's a threshold that needs to be hit before the revenue is going to be distributed to those staking, and within the DApp that you guys have created or will be creating overall, is there going to be tabs for people to be able to not only track their staking, but also track the amount of funds that they've earned through the ambassador or referral program, so it's accessible in one place, keeping up with their like how you guys are looking to kind of have a lot of different utilities in one place. He's looking if you guys are going to have the back end tracking for users and those staking all under one roof.
So is there a threshold to and then I didn't understand if it was a threshold
so essentially
to
like I'll give it to you in an example with a number. So
yeah.
Do you guys have to, as a project, earn 20K in revenue before the trigger gets hit and it distributes to those that are participating in the staking and revenue share program, or every time fees are generated, that revenue goes to them? Is it based on threshold or is it based on every transaction? That's kind of how I would be able to best break it.
Yeah, I mean, for now, it's not written on paper because, we still didn't implement the staking rewards. But as we see it right now is continuous flow. So the DEX will be generating revenues basically every minute while people using it. So this is can continuously flow into the staking reward. There's no real threshold into saying, okay, each time we reach 10K, we give. No, there's no real threshold. It's continuous flow, similar to the referral rewards. The referral reward, it's continuous flow. As soon as someone swaps with your referral link, or it's a lifetime referral, so swap again later on, you directly get your referral commission. Is continuous flow. So I want to say we might go to this route too for the staking rewards, which will be then continuously flowing. And the only difference with staking is that you will need to claim it every now and then. So then it's the user choice to either claim it daily, weekly, monthly, whatever, but it's going to be here for them.
Awesome. No, I appreciate that. And PNK, thank you so much for the inquiry about the thresholds and the revenue sharing and how exactly it's going to work. Now, yeah, the I don't know if you want to transition. We have spent a lot of time on the actual Telegram DEX and the mini app, which I think, again, this is kind of your crown jewel. Now, again, I know to keep in mind with multiple utilities and branding out hotkey and making it so that people can kind of come to you guys and not have to go anywhere else. Like, I would still say like the TG DEX is kind of like your crown jewel within the utilities that you're building out, and I love the concept. But I would like to go into a little bit more depth on how you guys are kind of competing in the web DEX space, because there are a lot of different web extensions, web browser apps, DEXs that people have kind of scaled out. That seems to be a more common theme. So how you guys are going to compete in that side of things, how the fee structure works there, And then the last component I wanted to go into, which was the Telegram bot, because that's a little bit of a deeper discussion, I think, in terms of customization, features, sniping, gas settings, and everything like that. So yeah, if you wanted to go to the web decks next, I think that would be a good transition, because the TG bot, I think, will be a bit timelier discussion.
Sure, sure. The whole purpose of Hotkey is to keep your user inside your group, so it's not so we don't have I want to say it differently. We're going into the bull market with a lot of retail coming in. Okay, so all this retail, you want to keep them inside your group, you want to keep them inside your channel, you want to interact with them. So if you have a way to make them trade directly inside your group and they don't have to leave the group, that's a key point for your community, for your group, for the people around the project, the channel. It's really a value for you. It all comes from that. We want something with a Telegram dex that makes user keep track of tokens, swap, etc. inside Telegram. And once you think of it this way, and you want to see maybe competition somewhere, then you see that in that particular way I pitched it, there is no competition. There's no competition because no one has done it. No one knows how to do it. This is a specific tech, and it's not easy to build something working like this. As you can see, it's working. We did a live demo, and if you think throughout this, then what is next step for HotKey? The logic next step is, if you want to swap a token, you maybe want to see the chart, to see the chart where it's going, if it's a pump, a dump, if you are buying in the right moment, what's happening. Maybe you want to see a live chart, and this is the next step for the HotKeySwap Telegram app. Once you see it inside the swap and you go, you slide a little bit below and you see the chart, then now you can take a real decision on when to buy, if it's the right time, if you want to wait 10 minutes, if you want to wait an hour or whatever, you can then decide. This is properly what we want to bring. So if you have this all inside the Telegram app, then you keep your user with you, you keep your community with you. They can still talk to you in the group chat. If you're doing a Twitter thread or X thread, you can go there and see it in the group chat, click the link, etc. So then you have everything inside the same group. You shield in your group, then you see the buy notification, you click Telegram dex and you swap, etc. So this is a new way of keeping everyone inside the same ecosystem and not losing anyone on the route, So this is what we are bringing in. I don't know if that's enough for the Telegram dex.
Yeah, no, I again, for me, I think the majority of the discussion in terms of where you guys are going, some of the additional utilities I see coming in and fitting within the ecosystem, I would say the Telegram bot itself is really where I wanted to spend some of the bulk of the discussion time, because then we're going to still cover off some topics like marketing, branding, any contests or anything that you guys are running to really push the integration and the onboarding of new projects moving forward. So that will be more of an end discussion. But yeah, Telegram bot is really what I wanted to deep dive with you, if that works. Just you touched on it a little bit in your overview with regards to the buy capabilities and everything that you guys are building in or already have built in. But I just wanted to go into that because, from there, we've already seen some questions from our community about, when do they plan to, feature some sniping capabilities within the bot? Are they planning to build out a sniper? So there's a couple questions already kind of flowing in down that road. So I figured we'd go there.
That's pretty cool. Let me show you the customization of the bot. Maybe you can do that. We show you how to customize it, and then we can talk about other upcoming feature. So actually, you can do many things with the bot. When you go to a bot, maybe you can show them more directly if you message it on private chat. You see here, when you go to the bot and you click start, it will automatically show you how it works, you know, /add to add a buy, settings, remove, help. You can even go to help button and you can see all the help available. We have a Git book where we have all the troubleshooting sites. So if you want to, if you have some problem using it, you can go to documentation and you will see everything here. And now if you can show them how actually they can run out or set up the bot. So actually here, as it's already set, we will use the command setting. So let me do it and just show them the screen. I will do it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. So here in settings, you can go to settings and then you have everything you want to set up. The actual setup is above: current token, current buy title, etc. And on the bottom, you can actually choose whatever you want to modify. You can add a custom GIF, custom TG group link. And actually the TG group link is important because in the future we'll add trending services and you want to add the portal or group link. So if you're trending, you know, the users can easily find you. You can edit an emoji. So here in the emoji, I want to add something. You know how sometimes some groups or tokens, they create custom sets of emojis. So this feature is a premium feature that needs to be bought by in Telegram. And we are in the process of doing it right now. It will be available in the next 2 days. But right now, you can use the normal emojis because, you know, when you send a custom emoji, if you're not premium, you cannot send it. And it's the same for bot. You need to make the bot premium. It's just another process, and we are in the process of doing it right now. Then you can choose the minimum buy where the bot could be triggered. You can set whatever amount. You can choose the chart you want to display. If you want to display a DEX tool chart, DEX screener, or CoinGecko coin terminal chart, you can edit the circulating supply if your circulating supply is different from the total supply. And the most important thing is the seeder wallet, and the seeder wallet is the referral wallet. The seeder wallet is the wallet you want the referral rewards to flow inside. And when you set up the seeder wallet here, it will actually be already set in the button, the Telegram DEX button, the Telegram DEX button, which is above, and also the web charts. So you see on the bottom of the buy notification, you see transaction chart web app DEX. So if a user click the web app DEX, the seeder wallet will be set as referral. And same on the Telegram DEX button. When you click there, the referral link will already be set for you. And then the user can actually click Telegram DEX and swap whenever he wants on all notification. The buy bot will pop in the chat. And of course, you can remove a token, you can change a token. Basically, you can do all these steps here. This is how it works. If you have any question, I'll be happy to.
Yeah, no, I mean, really, really impressive, super clean. Like that's the one thing I've mentioned, you know, a little bit in DMs too, to your advisors, just your marketing, your branded videos, everything's very professional, looks very clean, easy to use. Yeah, no, again, really high level of customization. Now, what you know, in the bot, what types of I guess what types of contract scanners are you guys running multiple kind of scanners on the back end to have competing results? How does that work, you know, real time with the data? Maybe if you guys are running multiple scans, because I'm sure you know better than me being a dev, not always are the information that you receive on those Telegram bots accurate, right? So I always advise running multiple scans on a project that you're doing research on. So, you know, how do you guys kind of compile that data and assess it real time within the bot?
I want to tell you without sharing too much information because we want to keep.
You can't give away your you know, your
Yeah,
secret, you know, your McDonald's
exactly.
secret sauce or anything like that. But
Exactly what I'm saying. But mainly, just to give an answer, an accurate answer without going into too much details, we get live notification on the token contracts for all the buys and actually all the sells too, but we remove the sell part to keep all the buys to get the buy notification bots. But actually we get all the buy notification live, and we stream them back to the bots inside the group that has set the token. And actually we did some tests with BuyTech and Safeguard. Both bots have a notification buy feature. We put them 3 on the same contract on the same group just to see which one will pop up first. And actually, ours would pop up first. HotKeySwap was quicker than Safeguard and BuyTech. And actually, if anyone want to check the difference between the 3, we have also 3 different sets of information in, but we have mainly most of the information. We're still updating it as we go, but most important information are there. And we are quicker. Yeah.
Oh, and I mean, again, you give some great answers, so I don't really always have necessarily something to come back to you with, but I do want to ask, because you brought up something about the buy versus the sell features, right? And how you guys incorporate that into the utility. Now, going one step further, are you guys going to be looking to monetize, for lack of a better terms, a buy bot here, with the information that you guys are generating and utilizing? Is this a plan? Again, if I always sometimes joke with teams and their marketers. It's like, sometimes you've hosted a lot of AMAs and you understand kind of the flow of things in the space that, if I'm giving away stuff, just tell me to shut up and I will. But yeah, that's what I wanted to really go into next with you, if you could, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, by hearing you, we see that you have a lot of experience, and you can already see all the streams of income that we can have with the utility itself. And our belief is that the buy notification bot should be free. So it should come free of charge completely, so it's accessible to any project out there, a meme token that just launched or whatever project should be able to invite the bot in their group and start generating revenues. And we share revenues with them, So that benefit should be free. This is what we believe. And then maybe in the future, we can implement some other features, like maybe I would say trending bots. So if we have lots of groups and lots of information coming to us, then we can know which group is trending inside of Telegram with our tech. And maybe we can have some private chat with a feature or trending feature, or maybe a public chat with a trending feature. So there's actually a lot of streams of income that we can think of and we can bring in the future. Definitely.
Oh, I love that. And just looking at the some of the pieces of information on screen, I see at the bottom it says current seed wallet. Now, I did want to get into this, but this brings me to something that I have personally implemented in my own strategy when I'm doing my research and my scans. Is I personally now won't buy anything, especially a meme, unless I'm able to identify the layer 2 transfers that are potentially happening on the supply side of things. So I don't think a lot of bots out there at this point in time. There's some customized ones that do, but I don't know if you guys may look to go into something where you're able to pull data surrounding layer 2 transfers from developer wallets, because a lot of inexperienced people in the space will see a launch, check initial distribution. It looks clean at first glance, but until you see those layer 2 transfers that have happened and then see maybe how much supply is being held by devs, you're sometimes setting yourself up for failure. So that has been one of the really key things that I've been implementing into my own personal process when it comes to scanning, especially on memes. So just curious if you guys, have that already built in potentially as an option, or would look to add that as a further offering within the bot. Just again, I think it's a really cool feature for memes, especially in helping people learn.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You envision that too, which is basically a scan feature. You scan the contract, you scan the first transaction, the layer 2 transaction, you scan the team holding and stuff like this. There are already bots doing that kind of features outside of Hotkey, but of course we're thinking pretty seriously to implement this, as we are already in the background working on new features in the bots, which will allow scanning, contract scanning, also mapping of transactions and seeing where the funds go, mapping team tokens, mapping the deployer. We are working towards a system that will give us the useful information to make, a decision where you have all information at hand, of course.
Oh, that's again, it's a little bit more technical. It's not relevant to every project, but especially if you're trading these high volume memes, I would say most relevant on Solana, because that seems to be a wild chain for people to go out. I don't participate on that one much, but to each their own. But yeah, no, I think it's something that's a little bit deeper. And yeah, no, I appreciate your openness to that. Now, within the maybe versions 2 of the bot or additional features that you guys will add in, how do you plan to compete in what has become a very very tough landscape in the sniper space? So I know that's something that just makes sense with regards to the utilities, but I don't ask you to, I don't want you to talk about too much detail, but just like, what do you envision kind of a sniper within this ecosystem doing? Like, what value do you want it to add, I guess would be the best way to phrase the question without you having to touch on any of the features or any of the way it's being built.
The sniper feature comes with a major problem, which is sharing private keys. This is a major issue, and we didn't want it to implement anything that has sharing private keys. The first rule you learn in crypto is not your keys, not your coin, and this is true with even centralized exchanges. Like, when FTX collapsed, you had funds there. The funds are done, are lost. It's not yours. Anything where you share your wallet is not your coin. Even if it's written that you have this amount there, it's not yours. You don't have the private keys, or you share the private keys. Is the same. So with that in mind, building a sniper bot is a little more complex than what is available on Telegram. And there's another problem. The second problem is it's not intuitive at all. If you bring sniper bot to retail and you tell them you need to send commands and answer messages on a Telegram private chat with a bot, and you have to set up your wallets and you have to add a new token to snipe. No, it's not intuitive. What I showed you here with Telegram Dex, this is intuitive. This is a platform that is intuitive. So this is a second challenge that we need to overcome. There's two challenges, and so now we have two solutions in front of us. Either we can, so the intuitive part, this can be solved pretty quickly, pretty easily, I would say. We could work around some solution on the intuitive side. On the wallet sharing side, to run a sniper bot, you need the private key because you need to execute a transaction, and you cannot execute a transaction if you don't have access to the wallet, to the private keys. So there is no many solution to that. You have to have somehow access to the wallet. So this will have to find something that makes it still safe to go with and able to snipe, because right now we don't have a snipe feature where you just input the token and then it just scans until the token is live and then you snipe. So this is a snipe. I'm not talking about trading, swapping is available, trading is available, but sniping is the ability to just insert the token contract and let it sleep there for 1 week, 1 month until the contract is publicly launched, and then it buys at launch directly. So for that to come safely, we'll have to either choose to share private keys in a smart way, separating funds, automatically redistributing the bad funds to your preferred wallet. So there's some kind of things we can do to solve that, but still the sharing private key will be somewhere, in the process. If I can resume that, we are definitely going for a sniper bot feature. We just need to make it the right way, intuitive way, and with less exposure to sharing private keys.
Great answer. And it fits kind of like the first 2 minutes of your presentation, almost an hour and 15 minutes ago when you mentioned it was launched under the premise of like, not your keys, not your crypto, right? Like that old phrase that's again, really hit home when things like Celsius and FTX and a few of these different international exchanges had bankruptcy and solvency issues back in 2022, 2023. Like, yeah, really drove that point home. So I love that, although it's going to be tough, it's not the road, less taken for sure. It definitely, you guys, if you're able to do it and accomplish it, similar to like how you're trying to be a first mover, with the TG decks, like this could be, a sniper with, as you said, limited exposure, which I know somebody who lost 50K in a Maestro drain. So yeah, I've seen it happen, man, through those other utilities, and it sucks when it does.
Yeah, this happens when you share your private keys. If you share your private key, there's a vulnerability which is huge. Sharing private keys is a huge deal. You don't do that. It's the first rule in crypto. You don't share private keys. So we have to find some solution to that. Some way around that. Maybe we'll have private keys, but not the main one. Maybe we have something work around that.
No, it's again, I think the fact that you're taking your time and being mindful is really important to me.
Yeah, that's the number one thing is the funds needs to be in your possession. This is the first reason why we did hotkey. It's
So
the reason.
sorry, I was just trying to read. There was a really cool question that came in. It was like, it was kind of on the concept of security around like what we were talking about with the private keys. This is from Aviator. It's kind of like suggestion / question. So the security side, considering we're on the topic of private keys and seed phrases, because it's going to be running via Telegram, no seed phrases are going to be needed. How does Hotkey verify a user's wallet if there's ever an issue with his Telegram account? Does Hotkey notify a user if his Hotkey account is being accessed by another device? Similar to what you might see if you've ever had those notifications from Google. And then he wrote just an example, alert, new login, dear Aviator, new device detected trying to log into your HotKeySwap account. And then he, gave the basic example of location, time, and whatnot. And then it said, if this was not you, please click this link to terminate your connected device. So like that was his suggestion, but it kind of plays off of his question on the access around losing your account. So I know it was a lot to take in. I apologize, but that's what he was hoping we could touch on.
Yeah, that's a cool question actually, and there's two answers to that. So first is, when you connect your wallet, you don't interact with any contract, and when you want to swap something, you have to validate the transaction inside your wallet. So even if you connected and you lose your Telegram account, it won't matter. The dude who stole your Telegram account, he won't access or won't be able to make any transaction or any call to the contracts because he cannot validate it. He doesn't have access to your MetaMask wallet or whatever wallet you're using, you know? He cannot do anything. We don't have your private keys. There's no way we can get it anywhere from. Those private keys are stored in your wallet, your preferred wallet, inside your phone, whatever, wherever it is. So we don't have access to making a decision on your behalf. So we, even if you lose your Telegram account, nobody can do anything with your wallet. You are the only one who can do anything with it. And the second answer is to verify that your Telegram account has been, there's a new connection somewhere or has been, you know, stolen from you. We need some kind of permission to access the login details of your Telegram account. So that would be completely something else. You know, we can of course implement it, but you know, there's no point of implementing that if at the first place we cannot do anything with your wallet, even if it's connected. I hope that answers you, the questions.
Yeah, it definitely does from my end. I'll just get Buck to follow up and clarify with Aviator though, to ensure that it's fully covered off. But yeah, really appreciate me going into the detail on that one. I'm just reading through. Sorry, another question that was somewhat related. I just want to get the verbiage down before I try and repeat it. Okay, so a question here from Swavey. You guys had talked about it a little bit earlier in the AMA with regards to the cancel feature on the swap, but this one is more so geared towards a buy bot application for a token to get to a certain market cap. For example, would you be able to set a buy order to purchase a token that you've been watching or have on a watch list once it passes a certain threshold that you set you know, the options for within the bot? For example, if you've been watching a play since you know, 200,000, if it scales to 1 million and 1 million is your target, if it hits that 1 million threshold, a buy would automatically be triggered via your utility.
Yeah. So basically, you're talking about order limits or limit order or limit trading. Yeah.
Yeah, limit order for like a specific threshold. And then, I mean, you know, during your answer, I would say just expand it on the flip side, and you could even talk about stop loss if that would be something that comes in as well.
Yes, stop loss or limit order in general, because limit order are you know, buy and sell orders. You just set a limit and you say at this limit you either buy or sell, and the limit can be on market cap or usually it's on token price. So yeah, this of course we thought of it, and of course we are in the process of developing it right now. And actually we'll bring up this functionality where you can intuitively and not you said several times the bot, you know, I don't like using the term bot because bot would say like banana maestro bot with a non-intuitive interface. We have a Telegram Dex app inside Telegram, a Telegram app, Telegram Dex. And once you have something very intuitive like this, the Telegram Dex, very intuitive, where you can choose the limit you want to set, and if it's a buy or a sell order, then this will trigger by its own also. This is something doable that we saw has been done on different exchanges, and we want to implement that directly and intuitively throughout Telegram. So that's definitely something that we're working on in the background, 100%.
No, and I appreciate just a clarification. I think maybe I said bot when I was talking about just the Telegram bot, but the earlier part of his question did allude to the deck. So I apologize if I kind of jumbled the utility names there.
No, thanks very much. It's okay. It's just to make it to clarify it for the basic user, you know. we have really a Telegram DEX here. It's really something new that's important to notice.
And again, first movers definitely do have an advantage to stand out. And this is where I wanted to go into what I mentioned earlier on the marketing side, right? So, to combat the fact that you guys are a first mover, as you start to see success and as you start to grow, the way the space works, people will likely try and say they're launching with a similar concept, but they'll try and say, oh, we're better for this reason, or we're better for that reason. You know how the space works, the second ones, the third ones, the fourth ones, the fifth ones, they always try and say they're doing it better for X reason. But oftentimes the first mover it holds that spot. So I did want to go into like what you guys are going to do as maybe new projects, new competitors come in, just to solidify your branding, keep pushing your marketing, and really grow the user experience within it. Because I think, again, if people are happy, they don't care if a second mover, a third mover, a 20th mover comes out. They're probably not going to change. So if you keep them happy, you're pretty good as you scale up, and as the market shows more interest, you're just going to benefit that much more.
The whole point is to keep the user at the center, and to keep user at the center is there are several things that we can do to keep him here at the center. One thing is the feature side of things. We can bring him more insights into trading. So, for example, we can add the chart below the trading spot, so he can have live chart and make informative decision. We can add an AI analyzer, to analyze the token contracts, the swaps, the initial distribution. So we can add features to keep the product complete, or to have most of the information needed. There's one way to do it. The second way is to reward the user. And I think this is the best way to keep the user at the center, is to keep rewarding him. And there's no other, how can we do it differently than distributing the revenues generated by HotKeySwap to the users? I mean, this is at the center of Hotkey, and Hotkey, its main purpose, or its main, what we do is we build for the user, for the people, for the new upcoming people, the new crypto people that's coming, and we want them rewarded in a way. So the more swaps you do, the more reward you will get. If you stake, you'll get rewards. All the income will be flowing back into the staking. You have 30% referral rewards. So there's a really incentive for people to use it, and it's intuitive, and it's inside Telegram, and you're not leaving Telegram. So there's many advantage of keeping the user at the center here, and we're trying our best to keep him at the center.
Great answer. Now, do you guys have any, big promotions, big contests, big onboarding events that you guys are going to be rolling out the next couple of weeks? Anything that people, those users are able to really participate in, can again, on the concept of passive income, can really push to make themselves some nice passive income, but also benefit you guys as a project.
Of course, we have three major marketing moves that are in the making right now, plus three major partnership announcements that we will be announced throughout the next few days. These are mainly what is coming up, and we have also the referral reward that is already flowing in, so you can actually participate into getting rewards right now just by sharing around your link, your referral link. And of course, the more swaps you do and the more drops you will get, the more rewards you will get. So as a user, if you are trading right now, the best way to trade to get rewarded is to trade on Hotkey.
Making it pretty easy then for users to want to use your utility, like the benefits there. And I personally really love the demonstration that you guys did. It was super clean, easy to use. The UI, again, seamless. your branding, the videos that you guys have put out. I've checked out most of them on Twitter. You know, the 15-second ones all the way up to the minute plus ones, and you know, all very well done. So yeah, it seems like you guys are definitely gearing up, you know, for that longer term journey. And you're not even a month old on the token itself. So, you know, really impressed by the way things look so far. I mean, the charts held up great in, you know, the early stages, which is phenomenal. And as you touched on, the user growth, the group interest is growing. And as you know, you guys are kind of following a path that to other utility projects that have come on, where if the utility and the adoption is there, you shouldn't be as worried about the chart, because the utility and the adoption growth is what's going to ultimately lead to the benefit and the chart growing in turn. But it's not that overnight connection. Often for plays like this, it takes time. You know, the more people you onboard, the more comfortable they get within the utility. Then it becomes word of mouth. Then their network starts to know about it, and that's how the domino effect spreads with things like these. We've seen it, you know, time and time again. And yeah, you guys are on a nice starting path to that cycle. So, you know, as I always recommend to people, you know, jump into the community, do your own research, really engage with the community. The nice thing with this one is they have multiple utilities that you can go in there. They're not like token gated, so you can actually utilize them. You can test them out. Um, but yeah, like that, you know, you guys are setting yourselves up in the early stages for hopefully a good and like good long-term run.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much. I appreciate your invitation, the introduction, the AMA. It's been a good way to explain all the features and everything we're doing and the vision at Hotkey, what we want to bring to the market. Thank you very much, Maurice.
It's, again, really been a pleasure for me. I know we didn't, like, you know, it was about an hour and a half. I know we did go into a deep dive on the features in depth, but there's still stuff that we couldn't cover, right? Because you guys do have a lot of functionality, and there's a, you know, a number of things around the corner. So I had mentioned to, you know, your advisor who's helping you behind the scenes, I think we're going to be setting up a little bit of a group, because the demo was great to see in the context of the AMA, but I did also want to put together something a little bit short form, maybe that like 6 to 10 minute time frame for people to also go back and find on the YouTube. Because as you know, man, people's attention spans are short. We don't try and hide it. So, you know, if there's a project that comes by and does a good demo, I always offer the opportunity to set up a group and try and put together a more short form individualized video just of the demo, talking about the app, doing a walkthrough of the decks, putting through a swap on there. And yeah, it would probably be anywhere 6 to 10 minutes. And just, again, it's another option for people if they just want to see the demo and not listen to the full AMA. It does give them a good depth. There's that conversation still. So yeah, we're going to set up a group, you know, to discuss that further and help you guys with that and get that up and running. And then there's a space I had mentioned, which we'll talk about offline as well. But yeah, you know, really impressed me. Great answers. Utility seems to work really well. It's smooth, it's easy to use. And the concept I like, because again, I said it right off the beginning, we haven't really gone back into that topic since, but coming from a sales, you know, business development and understanding how the sales funnel works, it's no different when you're talking about a sales funnel, when you're trying to sell a product or when you're trying to get somebody to use a product. The amount of clicks or the amount of landing pages that you put in there, the number of extra steps included, you're getting a drop off at every stage along the way. So the more you can simplify that process, put everything under one roof, and allow it to be done quicker, but also safely, with that lack of exposure to private keys with this one here at HotKeySwap. You know, it's one that, again, don't know what the chart will look like in a couple of weeks. I don't really watch charts, but I know that if you keep showing up, the concept is good. If the adoption happens, you guys could have a nice run. So, you know, jump into the community, do your research, but really impressed me in the early stages, and I'm happy to keep working together in the future. So we'll be in touch. Steve, thank you so much. And thanks, Unintentional. Big help, big shout out to you, the man behind the scenes with the video share. I always appreciate people coming and helping out with the presentation.
Thanks very much for having us, Maurice. It was a pleasure, shared pleasure.
Thank you so much.